This is John Shadd from Film Power in West Hampshire in England. I'm just going to tell you a few things about the company today, how we've spread and what we do and how we're so well connected with one, the iPhone, two, the iPad. That's all I need to control thousands and thousands of companies. How we've done it is very simple. In each country, we've chosen really amazing companies that not only make money, but they give back money and they're ethical. So it's like an ethical cooperative. Very simple, really. So it's a bit like Facebook in a way, but it's a bit different. It's more hands-on. We do things with them every day, not only by email, which is okay, but we talk to them on Skype phones. We phone them up, on the phone. I had a call last night from Australia, 12 o'clock at night. It's Anna Fawcett, who's a great friend of mine, got a big company out there, and wanted some information. So they know I always give straight answers. Now, to me in business, this is how you should start a business. You have a vision of what you want to do, and you really enjoy doing that vision. So if it's cycling, you love cycles. You know everything about them. You know the spokes that go on them. You know the kind of metal they're made of and everything else. And if you want to be a great cyclist, you find out who is the greatest and find out what he's done. And then try to repeat it. Because if you can do it well, you can add to it. You shouldn't be reinventing the wheel any time or going over things that other people have done that don't work. You should look for things that do work. So say it was a shop. Well, personally, I'd never have a shop. There's a reason. You stay in it all day. You can't have time to think about what you actually want to do in life, and you're stuck with it until 12 midnight in some cases, and you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to get the papers out. I mean, who wants to live that life? There's no way of doing it. And anyway, it's a decreasing market because everybody gets their, they get their paper. I get in England, we get the Times every day by the iPad. It's an iPad app. You just click on it, it opens it, and it's opened very quickly. And with the iPad 3, which we have seen, it's going to open very quickly. Although a lot of the processing power with the iPad 3 is with the wonderful, wonderful high-resolution screen. And also, not only that, it's great because they put a good lens on it. It's much better than the lens I'm using here now. But this is just an example. So you want to start your business. The first thing to remember is never spend a bloody penny on it. There's no need. If it's a great idea, people will help you. Get the help you need. Get yourself surrounded by friends who enjoy what you enjoy and can help you make a better company out of what you're starting. That doesn't cost money. Do it on the cheap when you start. Do it from your bedroom or from the living room or anywhere. You don't need, there's a saying that my mother always told me, never print the heading note paper until you got the business. And then use Skype to get in contact with everybody. Then you won't have a great phone bill. We don't use phones here. We do have one, but that's a hot red one, as we call it. That's for very special things indeed. But the rest of it all done on Skype, and Skype to me is wonderful. If you get a professional account, it doesn't cost much money. You're going to have a great, you're going to have loads of friends you can phone up anywhere in the world for about 16 quid a month. You can, or in fact for 8 quid a month, you can phone the whole world absolutely free. And there's even a way of phoning, mobiles from Skype. It doesn't cost you any money either. So the telephone company is going to have a terrible time in the next few years as people just buy. I mean, I sit in bed, got Skype beside me, and I talk to people. It's very easy because I need to work about 24/7. The other thing is get your body right physically, because when you're starting in a business, you want to be well. If you go out drinking all bloody night, you're never going to make great decisions. But at the same time, you must party every day. I believe in a party every day of some kind where you just have fun for a few hours. Anyway, with Film Power, that's what we've done. We started in 1957. We started with I came off Portobello Road, which my mother started, and I'd been there since I was 6, so I was, I knew how to sell things off a little store. For those that don't know, Portobello Road is a big antique market in Notting Hill Gate, London. Times were hard when we started, so we had to be very nice to the customers to make them buy as much as they could of us. And then eventually my mother, being a very shrewd woman, started to buy property in Portobello Road and let it out again. She mortgaged everything she could to buy these properties, and she let them out. And of course they were like a golden goose in the end, because every week hundreds of people had stalls there, and I was 17. I was very rich at 17. I could have been stupid at that time. I could have just gone out. I like partying. I was out all night partying most of the time, I will be honest. But I was networking. And a kid walked down Portobello Road one day called Peter Bardens. And he had a small band that he wanted to get going, but he didn't have a drummer. I'm very naughty. I smoke a little bit of tobacco. I shouldn't. It most likely kill me, but that's what makes me happy. And it's not good for you, I will tell you. It's alright for me. I think I've been doing it too long to be bothered. Anyway, a kid walked down Portobello Road. His name was Peter Bardens, and he had a little band he started. And so I got friendly with him, and eventually he said, "Oh, come home with me one night, we'll talk more." And as we're walking up the Mews towards Pete's house, there was a terrible banging sound coming out of the Mews flat on the bottom, the stables. So it was like places where people did do things like mechanics and that kind of thing, had places in them. And he was a drummer, this kid, and he'd been sent up to his sister because he'd been such a bloody noisy bastard at home that she got really annoyed. So here he was at Susan Fleetwood's place, that's what it was. And his name was Michael Fleetwood, Mick Fleetwood. And that's how we began. So I had that. I got in with a guy called Brian Morrison. He had Pink Floyd. And what we used to do is help each other. Any band we had, he'd help me and I'd help him. It was sort of nice. It gave us a bit of security having two of us doing it. Now, when you want to get to the top, it's easy. Say you want to talk to anybody that you want to talk to. Say it's the Prime Minister even. We have influence on David Cameron because around here are lots of Tory voters. And we've collected them together in a collective, about 700 of them, right? And if something goes wrong, we ring up Rafferty, who is the PA for David Cameron, and we say, listen, if you don't tell Cameron to get on the phone to Putin, which we've been pushing for Putin to stop going to the United Nations and stop him, voting it through, like he's putting a block on it, which we call in life something up again. I forgot what it's called. So I'm not old really. I've done 30 hours of work and I'm on the go. Anyway, so we got the message back. Yeah, he told him 3 times to stop it because we want Syria free. We don't want people putting blocks on the United Nations so we can't vote for something to happen there. So that's how you get powerful. We did but if you go to the website, it's www.filmpower.com, FILMPOW.com, www.filmpower.com. Don't put an ER on there. It's a single letter, a 7-letter word. It's FILMPOW, Film Prisoner of War, one word.com. Go there, see it, see what we're doing. It's our information exchange switchboard there, but at least you can see that. It might not tell you a lot. We're doing Obama's campaign because we got to know Obama very early in his life, and I won't go into all the details now, but he needed people to help him, and we did in big time, and it's all over the internet. We put videos up about Sarah Palin, the way that the way we shot her down big time when she made comments to somebody she thought was President Sarkozy about not looking after the poor people and shooting animals and God knows what. A disc jockey rang her up and pretended he was Sarkozy. Here's how it goes. Hello, Sarah, how are you? She said, who is that? It's President Sarkozy. Oh, my darling, I've been needing to talk to you so much. I've been so busy with the election, I haven't talked to you. Oh, don't worry, darling. Are you looking as pretty as you always do? She said, oh, don't be silly. You're a French, aren't you? You're a naughty boy. How is it in Berlin? How is it in Berlin? She didn't even know the capital of bloody France. Oh, it is fine here in Berlin. We're having lots of fun. We're going shooting animals tomorrow. You love that, don't you? Oh, I love it. Of course I love it all the time. And the next bit was the killer. In France we have all these people waiting on the streets, homeless people. Something's got to be done about them. I think the solution is to somehow get rid of them. Send them to another country, maybe. And do you know what she said? I agree with you entirely. I really think you've got great ideas. I will do that if I'm elected into the White House, which I think we're going to do. Well, YouTube picked it up and it was on CBS News in about 4 minutes. It doesn't take long to spread the rumours these days. I mean, somebody makes a cock up like that, we've got it. We've always got it. We videoed it at the end with the guy, the disc jockey. We videoed him. We couldn't video her, obviously, but he added her private number. We got everybody's private numbers here. It's one of the biggest things you have to learn in business. Capture numbers. Somebody will tell you sometimes, oh, ring me on this, mobile. And you can always get hold of them. Anyway, my friends, starting a business, we better get back to it. You got to be smart. You got to be streetwise. You got to be awake all the time. It's no good sleeping, and got to listen to people's conversations a lot sometimes. There's a guy in England. I don't like him particularly. His name is David Frost. And he used to just sit in restaurants and listen to people with their conversations. And he bought TVAM like that, one of the biggest television companies he bought. He heard some people talking about it, and he got the money for it. Getting money with a good idea is simplicity itself. I mean, when Google started, we were invested with Larry Page. We knew the algorithm for searching was brilliant. Now, we knew about algorithms because we'd been around computers for 50 years. Knowledge really counts. But if you haven't got that knowledge, find a man that has, an older man that's got the knowledge and use him. It's not rocket science, really, but people make it so hard for themselves to do anything. Don't let that be you. Be like us. Join us at Film Power. We'll give you lectures, not lectures, you can read it and watch TED on it. You can do anything you want on it. Okay? Well, I'm going to stop now because it's a bit boring, isn't it? But I want to tell you, anybody out there can do anything just with a bit of luck, okay? Not luck, but a bit of self-control and understanding of what's needed. Goodbye. Speak to you tomorrow. This is Film Power in England on a Saturday afternoon. It's absolutely gorgeous and my cat's just come in. Hey, I love you to bits, all of you. God bless you.